Well, the loudest offstage voices in the Tory leadership contest belong to the Brexit Party. They, of course, topped the poll in the European elections. And joining me now is Richard Tice, chairman of the Brexit Party and a newly elected member of the European Parliament for the East of England. Welcome to you.
Good morning.
Have you got a favoured candidate in this Tory leadership race?
No, I mean, it's going to be fascinating watching from the sidelines. But, you know, I mean, there's almost a rugby team now of candidates. One's getting, frankly, confused, all the different noises and views. But let's be very clear. Most of them, I think, are actually deceiving the public about the sort of timetable that they're talking about. You know, this leadership contest is going to take too long. By the time it's finished, Parliament will essentially be in recess. Then by the time they come back, there still won't be anybody to talk to at the Commission. So what they should be doing is they should be, as a government, saying we need to be continuing to prepare full steam ahead to leave on the 31st of October on WTO terms.
I want to come on to that.
Exactly. Well, this is the crucial point. It really is, because we've now got a directly elected mandate to get involved with the negotiating team. We want to go into government, see what the state of the preparations are, so that we know how to get this done, rather than extended again and again.
Are you a former Conservative Party member?
I am indeed. I've only ever been a member previously of the Conservative Party.
And who would you regard as your allies amongst the leadership?
Well, at the moment, it's really
Rubb,
look, it's hard to know who to trust, because, of course, most of the leading contenders, if not all of them, I think, actually, although it's changing by the day, voted for the withdrawal agreement on the third reading, the worst deal in history. So it's really hard to know, frankly, what their true principles and beliefs are. Time will tell.
Right. Now, what's the basis on which you could be involved in these negotiations? I mean, yes, congratulations on becoming an MEP, and congratulations on Brexit coming first in this contest. But, I mean, it was election for a Parliament you don't want to be a member of.
It's really weird. I mean,
you don't want to be there.
We've been hired for a job that I want to be fired from as quickly as possible.
It wasn't a national election. I mean, that doesn't really give you...
So did you say it was or was not?
What?
It was a national election, and we won it, and we won it.
Well, it was a European-wide election.
Well, yes, but in this country, it was a national election.
But what's the basis on which that justifies you to get involved?
Very simple, because we made it very clear in our simple message that part of that was that we should come in, and that some of our elected MEPs should get involved in the negotiations.
And how would that work?
Well, the first thing to do is we should be welcomed in by the Brexit Department to see the state of the current preparations for leaving on the 31st of October on a WTO basis, because, you know, we can help that, and we've got to get ready for that.
And do you believe any of the present candidates would do that?
Well, I certainly hope so. Frankly, before that, you know, the government, as it is constituted today, should be inviting us. Look, they've just been annihilated by the electorate. We've just won. They need to wake up, they need to listen, and they should be welcoming us in, frankly, this week and beyond. We've got competent, capable negotiators, business people. We should come in and say, right, this is good, we need more work here, let's get this done, let's be ready. That's what the people want.
Now, you want a no-deal Brexit. You think
we call it a WTO Brexit, which gives us the maximum opportunity, the maximum negotiating leverage with everybody.
But just to be clear, I mean, there is no one who trades on flat WTO terms, is there? Even with the United States, we have side deals.
Because you're in control of your own destiny, you then got the opportunity to set up all the bilateral arrangements that need putting in place. And it's interesting, isn't it? Just remember...
Well, assuming they agree to, the other side agreed to.
Let's remember, the EU said they were ready for a no deal, for a WTO-type Brexit. So if they're ready, actually, that means that we're the other side of the same coin.
They also said that in that eventuality, there would have to be a hard border in Northern Ireland. They don't accept your proposals.
Come on, be honest.
They don't expect your proposals for technical facilitation. They say those wouldn't work for a decade.
Well, that was part of the negotiating stance, despite the fact their very own expert in his report by Lars Carlson, Smart Borders 2, said that existing technical solutions could actually provide...
He's not currently
but it was the expert appointed by the European Union.
He's not currently their expert.
It just didn't suit them. You know, they've negotiated well, we've done badly. Maybe that's why they should bring us in
it's perfectly
to
clear.
help get it sorted.
I keep on being told that there was this offer on the table that was all hunky-dory for Canada Plus terms back in March last year. True, except the Irish border question, which is why we're where we are today.
Well, yes, because our own negotiators completely failed in that negotiation. I think the truth is... No, I think the truth is they didn't actually want it.
The other side said you'd have to have a border.
Well, and we fell for it. You know, the truth is that our lot completely fell for the other side's negotiation, and they didn't address this firmly and you know, with real confidence and grip it.
Right. Okay. So a bit of confidence is going to change it. I mean,
Look, I think
that's what.
But isn't it interesting? In the last couple of weeks, in the run-up to the 29th of March, the truth came out that actually, in the event of a WTO Brexit, i.e. what they call a no-deal Brexit, they weren't going to put up a hard border. Interesting that, isn't it? When the bluff's called, actually the truth came out.
Some have said that. Do you believe that this Parliament, the Westminster Parliament, could stop a no-deal Brexit if a government, perhaps advised by the Brexit Party, decides that's what they're going to do?
Look, we've seen so many parliamentary games, particularly under this Speaker, who seems to want to extend his term. Who knows? But I have to say, if they continue to play these games, bring on a general election in the autumn, and I think they will find themselves swept away like chess pieces off a chessboard.
Well, the Conservatives are not going to hold a general election, are they? Particularly look where the Brexit Party is at the moment. I mean, it's your dream; it's not their dream.
Well, sure, but I mean, if they have a vote in confidence and they can't piece together
the
government.
the legal position matters. You just heard the Speaker there speaking in America, saying it's for the birds to say that Parliament can't have a say in this. He clearly believes that Parliament could stop what you want.
We know his views, but the current legal position is that we're leaving on the 31st October. And what we should be doing as a responsible government is getting fully prepared for that. And so we want to know that is the case. And we've got a direct elected mandate to get in there now, go and see what is the current state and help ensure those preparations are in place.
Should we be even bothering with going back to negotiate?
Look, of course, we should be continuing to talk to people, but on a completely different basis. The idea that you can somehow tweak the existing dreadful withdrawal agreement, we know that's for the birds. The electorate have just told us.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that Brexit position is that rather than saying, can we go back and get a better deal, we should, at this point, with the countdown to Halloween, be saying, look, we're leaving anyway, let's try and make this work.
You need to run these things in parallel. You need plan A, plan B, plan C, and that's been the failing so far, is that people haven't had confidence in plan B and plan C.
But is there a need for a transition phase after October?
No, not at all. That's why we want to get in now, because then that provides certainty. Everyone knows where they stand, and what the Treasury should be doing is they should be saying, right, on that basis of a WTO Brexit, these are the measures we're immediately going to put in place to ensure that actually you've got certainty, confidence, and people can move forward. And that's what they need to do.
On a financial basis, you can produce no evidence, this is correct, that there would be any economic gains on the 1st of November. The UK would not be better off.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? We've had all this sort of project fear. We had it in the referendum, we've had it in the last sort of 2 3/4 years, and the electorate don't believe it. And, our view is that actually if you provide some confidence and some certainty, business is just getting on. Just remember, Adam, we're employing over 1 million more people than we did at the time of the referendum.
How would economically the country be better off on WTO terms on the 1st of November?
Well, look, I think that actually, if the Treasury does its job, provides that certainty, talks about what we might do with corporation tax, how it might change things on VAT. There's all sorts of opportunities. You've just got to believe in it and then provide some policies that give business confidence.
Those changes in taxation we can do now
example,
as members. What do we gain economically on the 1st of November by leaving on WTO terms?
We don't spend £39 billion giving it to Brussels.
We don't give them
Well, that's
that
a huge economic gain. Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't give them that money.
We've always said you should never give them that money. That should be invested in our infrastructure.
I thought we were going to bargain it back.
No, we've always said you shouldn't be sending any of it there.
So
why should we? The House of Lords report said we don't show them a penny.
Then, because a lot of this is for money that's already been spent or is in the process of being spending.
Look, we know we don't need to spend that £39 billion. There's no need.
It's been spent.
We're leaving. What do you mean it's been spent?
I mean, it's been spent.
It hasn't been. Well,
it's a membership for green fees of the club now.
No, we're leaving the club.
Future.
We've leaving the club, so you don't pay the future green fees after you've left.
Yeah, but most people pay their bills in arrears, and this is what the 39 billion is.
No, the 39 billion is a future.
You know that. We won't be able to walk away
with 39
billion.
We've given our notice. We shouldn't be paying anything after. 39 billion invested in our infrastructure, our public services to benefit our people.
So your position is not a penny more to the EU and none of that 39 billion.
And that's always been our position.
OK, thank you very much. This is All Out Politics. Coming up next, we'll take a look at the newspapers, the opinions in them, including in The View, including this cartoon in The Telegraph. Anyone else to board the bus for Tory leader in number 10?